Take two. Hi. Take two on the Facebook Live here, guys. Sorry about that. Something happened with the internet. If you're hopped on there. There we go. Whew. Hello. Happy sunny Sunday from Rythmia. It is so sunny, so beautiful, so warm. I got Kenneth here with me. Hello, Kenneth.
Hello, everybody.
I'm gonna hand the camera over to him. I am like sweating. It is so hot and I've been running around like crazy. I'm gonna flip this around.
36 degrees.
36. There we go. Hello, Chris. Woo! We made it. A little bit late. We just had a little hiccup with the internet, but I think we are up and running now. Let's see. Am I there? Rythmia's live. Yes, yes, we are. All right, perfect. People are hopping on. Greg is saying hello. Jeff and Chris. Hey guys, if you're watching, please let me know where you're watching from. I love to know what part of the world. Finland, Australia, Denmark. Let me know where you're watching from. I never realized how pregnant I look until I see myself on camera. Watch out, cameraman. Oh!
Hey, look, you been on my leg.
So you guys can't see at home. Here, give me this, give me this, give me this.
I'll say hi.
We're gonna say hello.
Hello.
Guess who's here?
We're giving him a hello.
Our dear friend Luke Sellers has just arrived and snuck up behind Kenneth to say hello. Good to have you back, my friend. Oh, so much love at Rythmia. So good. Okay, flip it around. No, I don't want to flip it around. You guys don't face. I need to just do this. Whee! Okay. Okay. Let's see. Where are people watching from? Leslie is watching from Connecticut. Chris is watching from Portland. Heather is saying hello, beautiful, from hot and sunny Southern California. Sven is watching. Walker is watching from Mississippi. Lenicia is saying hello. Hi, guys. Woo! We made it. In the nick of time. It's 2:07. Sorry, we're a little bit tardy. I'm having a mid-afternoon strawberry banana almond butter, vanilla protein powder, coconut water smoothie. So good. I've eaten more animal products in the last 6 months since I got pregnant than I have in probably the last 6 years. But right now the chicken and stuff isn't really, it's not sitting well with me, so I'm back pretty much vegan, vegetarian for the most part, so I'm getting a little bit more plant protein by having some hemp protein powder and whatnot in my beverages. But enough about my smoothies. Jeff is watching from Salem. Had a bit of a staycation, or at least I did. Rythmia was closed for the last 5 days. We took a little break, and I had a staycation. But I think it was the first time ever that we had a break, like a little time to take some time off, that I didn't fly anywhere or travel anywhere. So that was really lovely. And lo and behold, I find that having a staycation, it felt like a lot longer, because I'm not going to be doing much flying anytime soon. What is it, after 28 weeks? Usually can't fly
6
long
months,
haul?
yeah.
So I'm 26, this is week 26. She's not tiny. She's not tiny. Little Rythmia baby in the hizzle. 26 weeks, so that means we've got about 14 weeks left, which is just over, technically around 3 months. Baby's due August 10th currently is the due date, so that's exciting. What? Jeff's watching from Oregon. Christine's saying I look fantastic. Thank you. I feel pretty good. Pretty tired. And I'm sure that has something to do with the heat, and also that this little one sleeps most of the day, and then as soon as I crawl into bed at night and open my book, then she's like Muhammad Ali. But it's all good. She's training me for being sleep deprived. Thank you, Kenneth, for pointing out that my frying pan is smoking. Because, you know what I just did? I was just frying up an egg in preparation for this Facebook Live in the kitchen, and I let it fry, like omelet style, for about 20 minutes. And you'd think it would be super black, just letting an egg sit in this pan. It actually wasn't that bad. I decided to toss it and start over again, but pretty astounding. We did a little redo, which will be for a recipe later on. So what are we doing today? We're doing sashimi. I called it, what did I call it? Sashimi-less Sushi. But really, I'm just doing raw fishless tuna style. So I've done a whole Facebook Live on sushi in the past, but I wanted to do one here today just on some alternatives. So not only are we going to do sushi that doesn't actually have any raw fish in it because I'm doing what I know and I can't eat raw fish right now because of the baby. I'm gonna do a keto version of sushi, so riceless. I'm gonna do a dessert version. Why not? So first things first, we're gonna get an ingredient ready for the keto. And the rice substitute, which is a very common paleo, low carb, keto substitute for rice is gonna be cauliflower. So I'm just gonna show you guys real quick how we can go about doing that. So I got my cauliflower here. I'm just gonna take off some florets and I'm gonna dump it into my food processor. These days you can buy riced cauliflower at a lot of grocery stores. Look at me getting right into the cooking. Have I ever just started like this, not gone on and on and on and told stories for 20 minutes? Getting down to business today. So I'm just gonna cut this a little bit smaller. Put it in my machine. I'm not gonna go too crazy with this because we're only gonna do one sushi roll, more or less. But just tossing in, you could do like, aim for, if you wanna do like a whole sushi meal for your family with this, maybe go for like 3 cups of cauliflower rice in the end. I'm not gonna go that crazy with it. Okay, so I'm just crumbling this in. And then we're just gonna use the pulse control on my food processor to pulse this up into a rice-like texture. I don't want to let it just go because then it will start to puree it, and we don't want puree. All right. Now we're, as my father used to say, cooking with gas. But we're not actually cooking with gas, we're cooking with electricity. I'm gonna actually put this into this pan right now because I know a lot of rice substitute recipes when you're using cauliflower, you use it just raw, but I want to give it a little bit of a fry, just so it's got more of an al dente flavor. And I just put it into a dry pan. Why? Because I forgot to bring out some oil. Not gonna lie, but that's fine. It's gonna be a super healthy version. It's actually gonna be pretty high fat because we're gonna be making it keto style momentarily. A little snack for the iguanas. A little cauliflower with a shoulder for good luck. That's not a thing. Ooh. Cauliflower, raw cauliflower kind of stinks. I'm just gonna give that a little stir. And we're doing this first because I wanna let this cool a little bit before we actually make the rolls that we're gonna make with it. So I'm just cooking this up a little bit. I'm gonna add in a pinch of salt. So I like to season as I go. It's toasting off nice. You can smell that, eh, Kenneth? Mm-hmm. Kenneth didn't say hello, by the way. Kenneth, you want to say hello to everyone that's watching?
Yeah.
How was your week, Kenneth? You were working most of the week, huh?
Quiet, relaxing.
You had a nice Easter weekend, a little 4-day Easter weekend.
Beach.
Spent some time with your family at the beach.
Beach, beach, and beach.
Beach, beach, and more beach. Whoops. Easter holiday here is like the biggest holiday in Costa Rica. It's almost celebrated more widely than Christmas, isn't it? Am I right on that? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Okay, so this is all. I'm just cooking this up a little bit. And I'm going to put this in the... Ooh, not going to put it in that bowl. You know what? Will you pass me one of those plates, Kenneth? That'll actually be better. I'm just going to dump it onto this plate so that it can start to cool a little bit while we move on to another recipe. So that, look at that. It looks like rice. It doesn't actually resemble sushi rice, which we're going to talk about in a second because sushi rice is sticky. Kim is watching from Costa Rica. Marina's saying, hey doll, from Canada. We've got Jeff watching, saying he's coming August 11th. Awesome, Jeff. Fiona May is watching. My cousin Dita is watching. Awesome, awesome. Okay. Just rinse that off. So this is our our riced cauliflower. All this is the riced cauliflower with a bit of salt. And I'm just gonna let that cool for a bit. We're gonna talk about the rice for a second here. Sushi rice. So I always have it on hand in my pantry. This is just a reused jar. This is a kimchi bottle that I reuse just to store my rice. I store everything in jars here just because of ants and vermin and stuff like that. So, sushi rice. One of my guys in my kitchen was actually just 10 minutes ago asking me like, is this the same rice that we use for gallo pinto? And I was like, no, it's a special kind of rice, sushi rice. And it is, as you can see it, I mean, I wish I had brought out some regular rice to compare, but it's definitely not your long grade. It's a lot more short and stubby. And there's a lot more starch in this rice. So when you cook it, it gets quite sticky. which helps really hold it together. More gluten, like rice gluten. So that's what it looks like raw. And then I've got some cooked up here that Kenneth cooked for me in advance. And this, all we did here to cook this rice, and look at it. Look at how sticky it is. It like sticks to my spoon. So good. This was about 2 cups of rice with 3 cups of water and about 3 tablespoons of sugar. And then you just cook it like regular old rice. So bring it to a boil, cover it with a lid, bring it to a simmer and let it just steam. So that's what we've done there. So this is the most basic of basic sushi rices. And we're actually only gonna use that for 2 recipes today. Because we're gonna be substituting the rice out in the other 2. So the first non-sushi sushi we're gonna do, as I guess could be also, it's also keto. It's grain-free because we're not using rice. What we're gonna use here today is we're just gonna make it with little cucumber rolls. So what I've gone and done here, you could use a mandolin. I just used a knife and finely, no I didn't, and I'm lying. I was gonna use a knife, but then I remembered U-peeler. So I have this amazing U-peeler that has the julienning blade on one side and then it's just a regular blade, and I just used this on my cucumber and like I was peeling it, but I was not peeling it. I was in fact making into little rolls. So these are our sushi sheets. So imagine that these are our nori, which, what are nori, do we ask again? These sheets of pressed toasted seaweed, which is like the base of maki and nori rolls, which you probably all know very well. But we're not gonna use that today. We're gonna use this amazing substitute. So I'm just laying out a couple rolls worth. And I'm not gonna do this like a regular sushi roll where I would roll out one big long roll and then chop it. I'm gonna do it like this. So it'll be 2 pieces of sushi. Okay, what are we gonna fill this with, you ask? Well, we're gonna make it an avocado kale roll. So really, really simple. What I've got here is some kale that I've massaged with a little bit of olive oil and some sea salt. I'm gonna add in a squeeze of lemon. I'm adding in the lemon for some acidity, but also because the lemon is going to help keep my next ingredient from browning, and that next ingredient is aguacate. Will you pass me a knife and a spoon there, Kenneth? Whew, running out of breath. So I'm just gonna, I know some people haven't really handled many avocados, but an easy way if I know I'm gonna mash it by hand is I like to just cut it into thin pieces, and I'm using a butter knife so it'll go right through the skin. And then I'm just doing it into little cubitos, little cubes, so that when I scoop it out with my spoon, it's gonna come out in little cubes so that's already like partially broken up, like so. I'm gonna add in a little bit of seasoning. So it's a bit of sea salt again. Can you see what I'm doing? This out of the way. A little bit of sea salt. I'm adding in some cumin because why not? Cumin and avocado are like a match made in heaven. And I'm gonna add in a little bit of paprika. You could add in chili powder or cayenne just for flavor. Like this is not obviously your traditional Japanese flavoring. You could use Chinese 5-spice or something like that if you wanted to be a bit more Asian. But we're just mixing things up a little bit here today. Will you pass me a fork, please, Kenneth? Thank you, sir. And I'm just gonna mash this up, and I'm not gonna be too crazy about it because this little bit of texture in our filling is not gonna be too bad. So this is just a really great keto, low carb, healthy version of a roll, little alternative. So you could do like a sushi-free sushi party and just do a mixture of a bunch of these different versions that I'm doing today on a platter, which would be a fun little appetizer. Look at that. Just making sure we got all the spices combined. Dun, dun, dun. Great. Then we just take a little bit of this, place it in our, and you can place this as much as you want for as wide as you want your roll to be. So I'm gonna lie it flat like this. What do you think, Kenneth?
Looks
gonna be good enough for lunch? Whew, we could have probably done 3 rolls with this, but I'm gonna see if I can jam in all of this into two. Why not, right? Beautiful. I'm gonna leave a little bit to just put on the top, to pile on the top when we plate it up, right? So then we just take our layers of cucumber. Oh, so good. Grab a plate. Oh yeah, little surfboard plates we can use. So pretty. Do one lying down. What do you think? So light and delicious. This is a really great summertime meal to eat out like al fresco in your backyard in the spring and summertime. Great little side to have with your barbecue. You know, if you're barbecuing burgers or chicken burgers or veggie burgers on the grill, this is a great little salad side almost. Look at that. And then we can put a little bit of this extra stuffing on top. Looks pretty good, right? What do you think? Not too shabby, right? And a little bit of mess. Never hurt anyone. Yummers, right? Is that like, as I'm gonna be saying that a lot to my daughter, I think. Yummers! It's yummers! Clean up my mess a little bit. What do you think, Kenneth? Good enough for lunch?
Waiting for that.
And then you can sprinkle a little bit of extra paprika on top for that beautiful red color. You see that? So pretty. It's almost like Christmas. And then I've also got my favorite garnish in the world, some pea sprouts. What do you think?
Someone's friends in my feet.
You got what, an iguana?
Huge one in my feet.
I'm gonna come around and see it. Let's see. Beautiful. Easy peasy. Where'd he go? Hey, buds! That is a big old iguana down there. He wants some sashimi-less sushi. Look at that. Plate number one and done. Not too shabby, right? Easy peasy. All right, let's see, has anyone got anything to say over here? Whew. Angel says, oh, now he's right over beside me now. Good morning, Meg. I missed that cooking. I love your recipe book. Thank you, Angel. I have my second cookbook, my third cookbook, my second Rythmia one in progress right now. Should be finished in the next week or so. My son is watching. Food looks delicious and you lots of love. Ah, so good. Where'd he go? This guy. Hey, buds. You know what? He's all excited. He must have heard I was throwing cauliflower over the fence. Hey, guy. Hey, guy. Hey, guy. Hi. I got a sprout in my smoothie. Maybe he'll want that. Oops. Bye. Sorry, I scared him away. Okay. Back to the cooking. So, what's next? Why don't we get
Say hi to the most important.
the queen?
Are you kicking yet?
Oh my God, you'll see and feel her this week. Trust me.
You can feel the heartbeat already.
Mm-hmm.
The vibration.
She's pretty powerful.
Oh, that's nice.
She's a powerful being.
We'll catch up.
All right. Whew, literally running out of breath. What time is it? It's 2:24. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, let's go back to the keto recipe, shall we? How's this feel? Yeah, that feels nice and cool. So, filling for let's start with the cauliflower. So I'm gonna go back to the cauliflower. So this is my rice. And I'm just gonna flavor it up and season it up and make it so that it becomes a keto sticky rice. So this is my rice. I'm gonna add in some rice vinegar. Super important ingredient in sushi. It's usually in dipping sauces, salads, in Asian cuisine. And quite often it's put into sushi rice to give it a little extra flavor. It's just a seasoned rice vinegar, sushi vinegar. Great ingredient to have on hand. So I got a little bit of that in there. We've already salted it. But in order to make this sticky rice, I'm going to add in, ideally I would use full fat cream cheese. But I didn't have any today, so I made my own version. This is a full fat goat yogurt with feta cheese. And that's gonna be our binding agent. So I'm just gonna put a little bit in here at a time and stir it up so that I can get like a sticky rice going. And this is the keto aspect, right? When the keto is not just about low carb, it's about high fat, because you're using fat as your fuel, which I talked about last week. I did the plant-based keto in my Facebook Live last Sunday. We talked about a bit about the principles behind it. So it's not just about going low carb, it's actually about eating more fat and actually only moderate protein. So that is our fat component. And now you can see that it's sticky, like sticky rice. Okay? So that's our rice. And what are we gonna fill it with? More fat. Egg white and egg yolk. And I made this into a little pancake so that we could strip it, which will make it look and fit nicely into our sushi. So all this was 2 eggs and a tiny bit of water, cooked in oil. Salt and pepper. And we have our beautiful strips to fill. I've also got over here cucumber. It's gonna be another nice low carb filler. Avocado, which is another great fat, and I'm gonna actually open up a can of tuna. You could leave this off if you wanted to keep it vegetarian and just have the eggs, but we're gonna put in some tuna. And tuna packed in oil, ideal if you're doing keto. What I have here is water, just because that's what I had at the house. Usually when I open up a can of tuna, I will pour the juices onto my dog's food, and she loves it. Favorite thing in the world. Okay, so these are our fillings. Delicious. And we're gonna use a standard nori sheet for this bad boy. This avocado is barely ripe. Grab my butter knife again. This time I'm just gonna cut it into strips so that it can lie nicely in our sushi. Like so. Just getting all my mise en place, i.e. ingredients ready, so that we can just go through assembly mode. Which is key in sushi making, but also key in just food prep in general. All right. So I've got all my ingredients here. My egg, my tuna, my cucumber, my avocado, my rice. And then, helpful little thing to have on hand. I don't usually have this when I make sushi at home, but I have one here. It's been in storage, so I'm gonna use it. This is just a bamboo rolling mat. Handy, used widely to help speed up and just ease the process. I don't know why we have it wrapped in 95,000 layers of saran wrap. I'm assuming just because of the bamboo molds really heavily if it's not in use. Okay, bamboo sushi roll mat. I'm gonna use, whoops, I'm actually gonna use the nori for this one. So we're kind of like a traditional-ish sushi. Steps to sushi, easy peasy. Bamboo mat, sushi. I like doing smooth on the outside because I feel like it rolls a bit better. So there we go. I'm gonna take my rice, my keto cheesy rice, which I've seasoned again with the vinegar, so it's got that nice acid taste to it. It's not just cheesy. And I get the Greek yogurt that we have here is really mild, and then the feta cheese that I put in here is quite salty, so it's a nice substitute if you don't have cream cheese. Easy peasy. Yeah? Might as well go a little bit thicker. Cauliflower's not that filling. This will be an interesting roll. Okay? Sticky rice. A little bit of cucumbers all the way down the line. Pretty, right? A little bit of green color. Then we can add in some egg. Fluffy, fluffy fried egg. So pretty, right? color. Some avocado. Here's a fork. This is just gonna up the creamy factor and the fatty factor. Nutrition. Delicious. Like so. Oh, and tuna. I almost forgot the tuna. Dirtying all the forks in the house. So this is going to give us the traditional fishy flavor, right? That we expect with fish, but we're not eating raw fish. And I know it's not just pregnant women. I know a lot of people that are just, it turns them off, the idea of eating fish raw. So this is a great way to get similar flavor profile. And you're getting your moderate protein from the eggs and the tuna, right? There you go. I'm gonna take, whoops, I'm gonna take a little bit of water here. And I like to just dampen my sushi roll paper because I know that's gonna help keep it sticking together at the end of the day. Then you, this is a big roll. What we're gonna do is I'm just gonna try to keep all my ingredients in place as I roll this massive, massive roll. Not too bad. We're not doing too bad. Because my cucumber or some cauliflower is quite moist. It's leaking a bit through, but Pura Vida, look at that. Not too shabby, right?
Yeah.
Set that aside. And I'm not going to cut this into a million pieces because I think it's going to fall apart. I'm getting attacked by flies! I'm going to cut this just into 3 pieces, Kenneth, so you're going to have to eat it very carefully, okay? My knife isn't very sharp. Oh, look at that! Come on! I guess we can probably risk. How good does that look? What do you think? Pretty yummy, huh? Should I risk it? I'm gonna do it. I'm going in. What? What? Come on with the prettiness. Not too shabby, right? Do that and that. Just a tiny bit of this greenery. You know what we could have done? We could have put this underneath. And then the piece de resistance. A little bit of hot. Yeah, right? This hot sauce is not keto because it is sriracha and it does have sugar in it, but who cares? Delicious. A little sprinkle of paprika. Dump, dump, da-dum! Sushi number 2. Not your typical sushi, but done. Bring that around. Look at that. Pretty interesting, right? Pretty interesting. All right, okay. Now that we've done a couple of savory, why don't we go sweet? What do you say? Say what? Yeah, I said sweet sushi. That's what we're gonna do. So for this one, I have, I'm getting attacked. I have here some of that rice. Oh, you know what, I'll just use this one. Because I've still got this rice. I'm gonna grab my ingredients here. You know what, I haven't checked in over here. Woo! Oh my gosh, the flies are like killing me. I don't know what's going on. Juan Carlos Ramirez is watching. Jackie Blakeman says, looking good. Prego Meg, I love this. Michelle Maria saying, Rythmia and 11 I watching from Jerusalem. Wow. Lenny says, you just wiped your snot all over your arm. Oh, and Lenny's complaining about your camera work, Kenneth. Sorry, Lenny. We're just having a good time using an iPhone for a camera. Christine says, I'm drooling. I love smoked salmon, and I wasn't actually, there's no snot. I'm just It's sweaty, it's hot. Ethan says, I love smoked salmon. Michelle says, we'll be posting the recipe for the Cheech and Chong size sushi roll. I can post the recipe for that. I have to type it out because I changed it the way I planned to do it. That looks like a portion of sushi for a champion. It's a portion of sushi for Kenneth. Kenneth's lunch. All right, so the next one we're gonna do here is the desserts version of sushi. Because why not? So what I've got here is a bunch of fruits chopped up. I've got the regular, this is just the rice, again, the sushi rice that we cooked with water and a bit of sugar. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in a tiny bit of full fat coconut milk. And that's gonna act as not only a bit of a binder, but it's gonna give it a nice rich sweetness. So full fat coconut milk, so it's like almost like reminiscent of rice pudding. You could throw in a pinch of cinnamon would be really good. I'm gonna sprinkle in some raw sugar. You could throw in maple syrup or honey or any of your favorite sweetener of choice. Yum, yum, yum. Easy breezy. And then I'm gonna put on my gloves for this. If you had rice paper wrappers, like spring roll, like the summer roll style, you could just fill those up with rice and fruit, and it would be a super delicious way to use it. Because adding in the coconut milk, it does make it a bit more liquidy and therefore not quite so sticky. That's why honey or something like that would be a good sweetener, because it would help stick it together. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get in there with my hands. I'm gonna grab a little bit of this sushi. Let's see if that works. Yeah. Just making little sushi balls. What is it? What is the kind of sushi called that it's just really balls of sushi of rice with fish on top? Is that sashimi?
The makis.
No, maki is like a roll with a nori on the outside, and then sushi's got nori.
The maki is.
Is it a maki roll, that one? You guys, does anyone know? Anyone watching? Fill me in on that. So look at that, just a little roll. I'm gonna do 2 of those. I'm gonna do different toppings. Yeah, yeah. A couple of little ricey coconut rice rolls, like so. And then the next one we're gonna do, is gonna be like a proper roll, but we're gonna set it up a little bit differently because we're not gonna use nori, because nori wouldn't be all that tasty with all the sweeter components. I'm gonna grab my bamboo sushi roll. This time I'm gonna grab a piece of plastic wrap. I know haters gonna hate on the plastic wrap. You can substitute it for your favorite substitute, but this is what we have here right now today. And food health and safety rules, we do have to use a lot of plastic in the kitchen here still in Costa Rica. Ministry of Health regulations. So, putting just a piece of plastic wrap across my bamboo sushi mat, like so. Really, really simple. And this is just gonna keep the rice from sticking to the bamboo mat because we're not putting any sort of encasing on this. It's just gonna be the rice. I'm gonna add a bit of this rice. Lie it down. I don't know if it's gonna work. And you know what? I think I added a bit too much coconut milk is the problem, so I'm gonna actually add a bit more rice. Yeah, thanks Kenneth. So I've added a bit more rice, so that will help soak up a little bit of that excess coconut milk, hopefully. I've gone and messed up my plastic wrap. I know y'all are waiting on the edge of your seats to see if this is gonna be a success or a failure. Because we all know we've had many failures on the Facebook Lives, haven't we? Yeah, we keep on playing, because that's what this is all about. We're playing, we're discovering new things. Most of the time, honestly, a lot of the recipes I play with on here I've never actually really done. But, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to take some filling here. I've got some sliced papaya. I'm just going to lay down here. This is going to be a nice pretty rainbow roll. You could use any sweet filling you want. Pieces of chocolate, coconut, adding some kiwi and fresh mint, It'd be really, really lovely. I'm gonna add some watermelon. So good. Doesn't that look pretty? Some fresh mint leaves would be really nice in here to give it a little bit of a green, but we're not gonna worry about that. So there we go. And then we're just gonna roll the same idea. So this time, instead of putting the nori over, I'm gonna just push my rice over top. I'm gonna pull it tight-ish. Just keep rocking and rolling. We're not doing too bad, I don't think. What do you think, Kenneth? Think this is gonna
Working
work?
good, yeah.
Do you
It's
think
working.
this is gonna work at the end of the day? Look at that! Can we just leave it there? Because if I try to move it to the platter, it's gonna fall apart. But what first thing I'm actually, the other thing I had in mind here was to, see I've got some coconut here. So this is just some shredded coconut. So I'm sprinkling this, can you see where I'm putting it just on the other side here? Because then I'm gonna roll the sushi roll back on top. So that's in the coconut, and I'm gonna put a little bit of shredded almonds. Do you think this is gonna work? Oh. It's all good. Crisis averted. There we go. I think we're okay, more or less. There we go. Not too shabby. Kind of shabby. You guys get the idea, right? I did put too much coconut. This is gonna be an eat it with a knife and a fork type of thing, but it's a nice, almost like an illusionary dessert. Like it looks like sushi, kind of. Not really. Pura vida. But when you have a fail, all you do is cover it with accessories and you don't even know the difference. But the other thing I have here is I have my mango and some strawberry. So you could do paper thin strawberries across. Oops. Working with gloves is hard. Look at that. This one is a bit more successful, I think. Because I squeezed out the extra moisture when I did these ones, right? And I have super thin sliced mango that you could almost make into a sweet maki roll with this one. So it actually kind of looks like fish on top. What did we not did the sushi, the one the last time we made watermelon sushi, didn't we? Mm-hmm. We made fresh tomato sushi. And it's all like illusions, right? That almost looks like raw fish. A little strawberry on top. What else we got in here? A little piece of, no, something yellow. A piece of pineapple down the middle. That's all she wrote. Anyways, 3 different types of sushi ideas, alternatives. Doesn't, you know, require any raw fish, which is always good. I mean, I know it's also super hard to get good quality sushi grade fish in a lot of parts of the country, world in general. So this is just why I did this today. Let's see. Da da da. What da da. Da, da, da. Elias is saying hi, it looks yummy. None of us are sushi experts here. Amen. I bet you there are some sushi experts watching, maybe. Sashimi. Okay, so we were right. This is called sashimi when the fish is just on top of a roll of rice. Plastic wraps are bad for the environment. That is a fact. But that's all I had to use today. Ah, Lanicia says she looked it up. It's called nigiri sushi, okay? Jeff is saying nigiri is fish served over rice, so that is correct. Beautiful. Okay, my gosh, it is 2:45. We are done for the day. It is hot. Kenneth is hungry. And we are going to look ahead here. What am I doing? Oh, so next Sunday, I guess I'm going to be talking a bit about microbiotics. We talked about the keto diet last week. I've had a lot of people asking me about these different ways of eating lately. That's why I've decided to do a kind of a off and on series on different ways of eating and just dumbing them down and simplifying them, because a lot of these specialty diets out there can seem really, really strict, but there's ways that you can adopt certain aspects of these ways of eating that will be good for you, that doesn't have to involve crazy restriction and rule following, because we all know, if you've been watching me for any length of time, that I don't believe in that shit. So that is what we're talking about next week. Magnificent microbiotics. And then the week after that, we're going to be talking, I'm going to be talking about emotions and emotional eating. So that is going to be a whole new avenue that I'm exploring. I've been doing a lot of study for many, many years, obviously having recovered from my own near 20-year battle with bulimia and body image issues, healing myself through many different avenues, from many different ailments through food and just spirituality study. So I'm going to start talking more about that. And I've been doing a lot of courses online and working through like the psychology of eating and things like that. So I want to start talking about some of that stuff. So that's coming up in 2 weeks. So I might not be even cooking that day. I might just be flapping my yap about useful information about our emotions and emotional eating and what it really means. So that's all I have to say. If you guys have any ideas about what you might want to see in the coming weeks, let me know. I would love to hear your opinions. And let me know how you would feel if I start doing anything related to babies. Obviously, I know a lot of people that I've worked with and a lot of my clients in the past have not been down with the whole family thing, because some of us, including myself, never thought twice about family feeding, baby food and all that stuff, but I feel called to do maybe one live a month pertaining to family meals, cooking for baby and stuff like that. So let me know. On that note, I'm done. I can't talk anymore. I'm running out of breath. I'm going to drink the rest of my smoothie, and Kenneth is going to have lunch, and we will see you guys here next week. Have a beautiful day. Ciao, ciao. Happy almost May, by the way.